Hello, welcome to, it's not my show, it's a video. Paul Hawkins, I'm a famous author who hasn't sold any books. Well, I sell a few, but relatives don't count. We all know that. More ways than one. Anyway, so here I am, presenting you what I've written, suggesting that you read it. I can't make you, because this is America. And maybe in a year I'll be able to make you if I run for office. Not right now. So anyway, I've been writing for about 40 years. I mean, I wrote when I was a kid, and I'm always interested in narrative. I love narrative. I had like 3 proto novels I wrote when I was a kid, like before 15. They're in the trash. I don't know where they are. I didn't keep notes. I didn't keep copies, hard copies. Back then, we typed everything. There was no such thing as, an e-version. It's just a stack of paper like that big. But enough about me. I'm here to talk about myself. And I'm an author. My books are on Amazon. Let me show them to you. I expect you to buy them at the end of this. This is my latest book. It is Blaise Bour's Coda, a Requiem and Romance, which is kind of a loosely connected sequel to this book, which is Angels and Electrons, a Sub-Severed Tale, which traces Blaise's life when he's a young man. I would say from like 20 to 25 or 26, and he lives in, this is loosely based on my experience growing up in Oklahoma City, and these are the sub-suburbs. That's where, during an economic boom, the city kind of builds out further and further into what used to be the country, or what we call the sticks, the shady area of town that is half rural, half suburban, and shady things happen there. People do things that they don't want the law to find out about. So this is the map, and we have the fake lake, WPA, and Work Project Association. During the Depression, Roosevelt started that to keep people working, pay them to actually do something constructive. Hoover Dam was built by WPA, and it couldn't be built today, not for like what it was built like then. It'd be $20 billion, never finished. So the abandoned mall, the formerly nice apartments, which are now cruddy, Ritzville, which is where a gated community was built, but no one wanted to move into it because, again, this is set in Oklahoma, where I grew up, and Oklahoma City, and there used to be a gap between Oklahoma City and a suburb to the north, which was filled with these mysterious things, and so that's what that is. And it chronicles his adventures and misadventures. And I won't spoil it for you because you have to buy it. And if I told you, you'd say, I know about it. So there's that. And then, props. This is the code I just wrote this year. As I told you, Blaise Bour's Coda, Requiem and Romance. This is Aphrodite. Artemis, Diana the Huntress. And that's loosely based on my idea of my wife, who passed away recently. And, but you can't be all serious and mopey. It took that was about a year ago. And it's been a very difficult healing process. But my theory is, you have this moment in time, as Wordsworth would say, a spot in time, that, it's kind of an anchor, and you circle a little bit further out and come back, circle a little bit further out and come back, until you reach a new shore, or astronomers would liken it to comets, which whip around the sun, go out, whip around the sun, go out for 75 more years. But someday they escape, they reach escape velocity. So that's kind of a metaphor here. But it's not mopey. You can't be mopey. No one wants a mopey person around. You know, what do? Give them Kleenex. So it's tragedy comedy, a little bit dystopian fiction, a little farce. Blaze is again the character. This is, I would say, about 20 years later. And it's only 80 pages. So you have no excuse not to read it. And the Cliff Notes will be more than 80 pages. So why don't you just get the real deal? How's bells? Just do it, all right? Oh, by the way, this is a 1942 Emerson AM 520 something lucite grill. Very basic radio at the time, but they still made them with style. It wasn't just a black box with knobs, because the market was very competitive. And also people were classier. I mean, men would wear suits with narrow ties to like, I don't know, the barber shop, or to get their oil changed. So, classier times. Finally, this is my first novel, and it's a chunk of pages. Prometheus Fit to be Tied. The subtitle tells most of it: Death, Romance, and Rural Electrification. It's set in 1939, northeastern Oklahoma, where my people, we call them my people, not my relatives, because my people sounds better, hail from. And so it chronicles the building of a WPA lake which floods a valley full of communities in the name of progress. And again, it's tragicomic, comic tragic. The protagonist is a fella from that place who came into money, went out into the wide world, thought he was sophisticated, became a dilettante, but then he came back home and tried to forestall these events. It's got romance, that's always interesting, and touches on World War II, touches on the dawn of World War II, touches on theosophy. Just fun stuff. Aleister Crowley. This was my first novel. I wrote it when I was like 35. And again, read it. This is good. And if you want to make a movie out of it, give me a call. Because look, there's enough there. You can find something you like. So, in summary, I want you to buy these books. Just drop my name, Paul Hawkins, if you need favors anywhere, because it'll open doors. And that's all I have to say. I'm glad there's readers out there still, and you'll laugh. If you don't laugh at least once, I promise to give you your money back. I won't keep that promise, but that's the best I could do. So anyway, goodbye. Talk to you later.